Okay, I think I'm alive. Am I? Let's listen. Okay, so maybe just trying to fix, because it's my first time ever when I have this cup. It's not very good. We will take it here. Yes. Okay, yes, and probably we need also to switch on some nice music. Just a second. Just a second, just a second. So now we are starting and. Yes, maybe we'll just have this. And also I need to set up the timer for 15 minutes, because I have, so 15 minutes. Why 15 minutes? I will tell you in a second. 15 minutes, good. So, but this should not be very loud. It should be just a nice background. So let's move it like that. I hope you still hear me. And yes, so it's time to start, because it's 8 p.m. GMT in the United Kingdom. So thank you so much for joining me today in my first ever this type of live stream, because I've done a few before, but it was a different format. But today we have a new format, like real-time show, and I will be not alone. I will be with AI models, which will show their capacity and what they can do, specifically for tasks related to agriculture. So that's why our live streams, they will have topic AI in agriculture, but with specific niche tasks. And yes, I understand that it's a little bit maybe late, because yes, now as I mentioned, in the United Kingdom it's 8 p.m. So after a quite busy Saturday, probably it's some entertainment time, but everyone has different type of fun. So yes, so thank you so much for joining me. And one more thing, again, I have watched from the experienced YouTubers what I need to do during this live streams, when I'm not just talking but doing something else. But what is interesting, that many of them, and in all these advices and how to do this live stream smoothly, one of the important aspects is that something definitely will go wrong. So that's why I apologize in advance that maybe something will not be so smooth as I hope. At the same time, I will do my best, because I did some basic preparation. So hopefully at least this experience will be positive, and you will get some knowledge and some extra understanding how we are asking AI for specific tasks, and how then what can we do with this output, with the result, what we get. But let's start from the basics. So now it's the most important. Not yet. Housekeeping points. This is what everyone is advising to do during this interaction. So housekeeping points are like regarding the behavior and everything like that. So I don't expect anyone to come into the room. So I hope everything will be just, as I mentioned, nice and smooth. Then regarding the chat, there is a chat. If you wish to add any words over there, I will do my best to monitor it, not to forget about it during the conversation. But yes, I will not constantly look at it, because I will mainly do the job regarding the prompting and asking specific AI models about our question for germination rate. Then also, yes, this music which you can hear, it's just to make our today's live stream better. And yes, it's all will be available at the end of March on all these platforms like Spotify, YouTube Music, just to make this music available and present for any type of social media where I am present. So yeah, I share it under the creative brand Mo Marina, which I have just a separate side of my life. Anyway, so and the final point, yes, regarding fire alarms, I'm not expecting any fire alarms today, and it's not a training. So if you hear any, it means that we will probably finish. But I hope everything will be all right, and we will not hear any of that unwanted sounds. Okay, so now it's time to do the mini magic and switch the screens. I hope it will work. So okay, let's just try. Can you see? Just a second. Okay, I will, because I have another device here. So not so good as of now. I see that there is some delay. Oh my god, it will be a shame if I will not be able to share. Anyway, I will just now I will do what I can do. Just a second. We will make everything happen. Yes, you know, it's kind new science to be able to make this all the screens available, because now I need to share the almost all those parts which I have prepared. And also this is another interesting point, how how to manage all the situations. One day I had a webinar, very pretty similar situation, when I started to share the screen and the screen was not shared, and it was interesting experience how to speak and think simultaneously, how to fix this issue. But anyway, we will do it. So sorry about this delay, and I think I know how we can do this. So maybe I will just do like I do apologize about this delay, and yes, probably display capture. Okay, let's do it. Yes, and now we also will have our audio output. Okay, and also we will have the camera. It's here. Okay, I hope now we will have everything nice and it will be shared properly. So let's do it. Not yet. Okay, this is a shame, obviously, but we will fix it in a second. Order, move up. No. How can I? Okay, maybe I know how we can do this. So, if this was working, is it working still? Just a second, I will check. not very clear. Oh my god. Okay, I will just start in soon, and then this one, and then if I will add to this screen my output, audio output capture, no, video output capture. Display capture. Okay, and now how to activate it? Show it in multi-view, grid mode, duplicate. Oh my god. This is how the technology works. Oh my god, I don't know why it doesn't work properly. Oh, now it works. Oh. So I hope. So actually it was shared. It was just a delay. Okay, I see. It was just a delay which didn't work properly, but anyway. So we can now continue. That's good. At least I did everything all right, and I prepared nicely. Just I didn't expect that delay, so maybe I need to fix it, and then we will have what we expect to have. So let's go to our document. And again, sorry about this delay and about these technical issues. The main thing is fixed. So in some stage, I will be very professional in terms of switching to the right screen on time. I hope you can hear me and see. Still not. Okay, let's just. Is it here or not? Not very. Oh yeah, I see. It's sorry about that. So let's just quickly. I know that we actually wasted good 10 minutes for this fixing this issue, but yes, it's just my on my side. It will be fixed next time. It will be smoother. So first of all, what I want to show you, it's about the initial document which we had as the foundation why we are doing today's work. It's about the series which I have. I started it like in last November in 2025 on LinkedIn, and I started initially with idea of checking how the AI models good for generating imagery for synthetic imagery, for creating data sets, for then training the models, fine-tuning the models, and delivering the results in real imagery when we are applying, when we are using it for processing. And I already had some recordings for apple scab, for potato late blight, for what else? We have false codling moss, and also spruce seedlings. At the same time, then I understood that maybe the better value will be if we will try to check something practical and really like what exists. And one of the tasks which we already done, it's about the counting and measurements of the wheat kernels. And the next thing is again the practical tasks along this counting to-do list. It's about the germination rate and also counting the germinated and non-germinated cells. And basically we have the model which has been fine-tuned at PTL Pro, and we worked with the data which was provided by one of the nurseries which grow the fruit trees, Douglas fruit trees, and it's very beautiful trees when they grow up, but when they are small they look like this, but it's already counted. So you can see we have this nice tray of 84 cells, and the challenge here is the media. As you see, it's not absolutely difficult, so it's still possible to see, specifically if we will zoom, it's possible to see where the seedling is present and where the seedling is not present. At the same time, I already have done a few videos and explanations of challenge of germination count, that having one tray is okay, but having 21, 31 or 101 tray in one day, it's not the easiest job on earth, and it's physically limited for a person to have the same attention, the same level of accuracy for counting, and the same level of accuracy of not repeating counting and writing down the right results. So we have this nice imagery of already processed tray, and but when I was asking the AI models, I provided them simple imagery, and this simple imagery was not with dots. It was as it is, and I can show it to you. Just a second, it's here. I think, yes, it's a little bit delayed, so but it looks like this. So this is the subject of our prompts today, as you can see, and this is the raw imagery which has been processed. Moreover, yes, we have these. Let's go back. Where is it? Here. So as a result of this processing, we have the germination rate 73.8. We have 84 cells, and as I mentioned, we have germination rate 62 and non-germination 22. Just a second, I will check. Do you hear me or not? Yes, I see that you can hear me. I'm not sure that you can see me. This is the point. And yes, it will be my next challenge, just to understand how to to see am I visible or not, but it will be a task for the next time. So we have done this exercise for ChatGPT, and specifically with some mode, which is thinking mode. Then we also done it for Gemini and Claude, and also Copilot and Grok. Yes, this time Grok was able to answer, because when we were doing this wheat kernel assessment, unfortunately we were not successful. So, oh, is everything all right? I think so. Okay, good. Then we have the summary of what has been counted, and the final page about the batch processing is one of the ways how we can do the job effectively. So let's start from the beginning. We can start with ChatGPT, and our ChatGPT is here. So what I have done, I have prepared the same prompt with every system ready, and here we are putting our prompt, and here we are adding our photo. Our photo is here, the tray which I demonstrated to you. And then we just ask the ChatGPT to work with this specific tray, and we are asking him to bring us the results. I think the video from my web camera is not properly sent to the stream. So because I see that my actual image is frozen, and this is not good. So maybe I'm a little bit scared to touch the system which at least work, but I still, maybe I can do something, and maybe I can just check what's going on here and try to update it while the ChatGPT is doing its important task. So let's see, what can we do? Maybe here? No? I'm not sure what it should be, because I don't see it. Kind of refresh or something like that. Sorry about showing you all this stuff, but I just wanted to have this nice real time. Yes, I see that we will not be able to fix it now. Anyway, yes, we already have the result this time from ChatGPT. And yes, so regarding ChatGPT, it already counted. And yes, by the way, I also asked not just about the germinated and non-germinated cells, but also per row. It's one of the characteristics which can be done. And here we have total cells 118, germinated 88, and non-germinated 24. And also we have the germination rate 78.6. And if we go back and try to check, I think the germination rate is pretty close to the reality. At the same time, the real numbers are a little bit different. So what we can do also, we can even, yes, we understand it probably. So it means that he is counting 8 per row, and he has 14 rows. And here it is provided the results in the chart. So we can use the spreadsheet if needed, but the point is that yeah, it's not clear. For example, let's take the first row. So the fact is that it's 7 and 1. And if we go back to this imagery, here we have our first row. I suggest this is the first row, and we have at least 2 non-germinated. We can visually prove this, that we have 1 germinated, second non-germinated and non-germinated. So this means that here is obvious already an issue. But what regarding the second row, we have 1 non-germinated, and let's see what we have. Yes, here we like correct, but what about the next one, the third row? It's 6 versus 2. So let's see. Again, the challenge is that we have we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 germinated and 1 non-germinated. And again, it's about the number of cells, because actually in one row we have 7 cells, not 8. But according to the counting which we have been provided, it's 8 cells. So and this is, I think, a very interesting point, because if we will look at previous results, they are different. And this is strange, because in that time when I was trying, the result was 84, which is actually correct, but the germinated and non-germinated were not counted correctly, the only problem. But yeah, at least this aspect was correct, but in our case it's even not. So now I don't know, maybe it's some change with I don't know why, but yeah, even now we have the total cells incorrect, and this makes everything else incorrectly counted. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is Gemini. And let's see what is here with Gemini. Our Gemini is here, I think. Yes. So we have, as usual, we have our prompt ready. So we are copy pasting the prompt, and then we go to Gemini, and here we are adding the prompt and adding the photo. So fingers crossed, Gemini will do and we will change the fast to slow thinking. So at least we will hope for some in-depth thoughts. And the time is now defining. Yeah, so the model is working. We can even see the process, how it works. And in the meantime, I'm still thinking, how can I fix my view? Because yes, I expected it will be real time and the web camera will work properly. So if I go here and just change it to this, no, it's like this one, this, or this, no, this. So what is seen? Or maybe this? Yes, I think this will be the right one. Shall we continue here? Okay, since it's with delay, I will just see and check. Yes, because I already see the results from Gemini. So let's see. Yes, as an experienced person in doing all these streams, I hope like on the 10th of live stream I will be like profi and will quickly switch between the screens. But as of now, I feel myself like, you know, the first year student who came to the university and like looking around, everything is so interesting, but the same with me with the screens and cameras and everything. So I do apologize. Oh yes, and I forgot, you know, these all experienced guys who are YouTube live streamers with a huge amount of years of doing this properly. So they said that every 15 minutes, I need to remind what we are doing here. So, oh yes, I see myself. That's very good that finally I am moving. What we are doing here today, we are launching our new activity called AI in Agriculture reality show, because the main people in this reality show, it's me and AI models. And what we are doing, we are trying to understand how accurate are the current available, publicly available models for doing specific jobs for agricultural production. For sometimes it's for science, for plant phenotyping, for example, and sometimes it's for production cycle, for agri-food. And today our goal is to assess the accuracy of germination rate assessment, germination count, how the models are counting germinated and non-germinated cells, and yes, just everything around this topic. So yes, the job is done. Now I do again reminder in 15 minutes, because these guys who are very experienced, they said that it works because obviously life is changing, and I understand that 8 p.m. in my case, in your case, it could be 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. or maybe it's 1 p.m. just afternoon if it's the United States or Canada, or if the Asia, then you need to sleep actually at this time. It's too late or too early, like 3 or how many hours we have, 8 hours of difference. So yes, I mean that we are busy with all these live events. So if you are have just joined me, I hope you will find these activities entertainment and education. This is our goal for today. So we have the results from our Gemini, and let's hope that at least Gemini demonstrated us something relevant. So we saw the thinking process, how everything has been done, and now we are doing the check. So again, if you have just joined, we have our file, which I have already, I've done it a few times. So first time I've done it like last week when I just created this. I asked AI issue for this question number 6 in my list. Then today I was just trying to understand how it will work, not to get a full fail, because yeah, earlier I have my fail with video, but finally at least fixed a little bit. So regarding this document, it's my 3rd time and I'm asking Gemini to count the germinated and non-germinated cells in the specific photo. I have demonstrated it earlier, and we are sending the same photo to all the models, and we send the same prompt for all models. So in my previous times, Gemini was assessing this tray and discovered 72 cells in total, and it included 66 germinated and 6 non-germinated, which resulted in 91.67% of germination rate. So today, Gemini had a different opinion about our photo. So today we have, as you see, more cells than before. Oh my God, we have 98. It was previously 72. So we have increase in 26 cells, which I don't know, is it good or bad, but anyway, it's incorrect. And then based on this, we have also not correct count of the germinated cells, because 94 and the non-germinated just 4. Again, if we go back to our photo, is it photo here? Yes, it's here. Then you can see, no, it's not without dots. In our case, it's about dots, and it's here. So yes, you can see that it's more than 4 non-germinated, because there are even, for example, in this row we have 5 non-germinated, and here another, so 22 in total. In this tray we have 22 non-germinated cells. So that's why even last time when Gemini was assessing initially, then we had quite different, and it was still more closer to the reality than even now. Anyway, thank you, Gemini. It was interesting to see now. And you see, we have another very good model which is called Claude. Claude is already here. I've checked him. He is ready to listen to us. Yes, and this is the beauty of Claude, that, and not just Claude, but all this customized, personalized system, when they are trying to interact and make some sympathy with you, they're trying to call you with your name, and all these psychological methods how to win their attention. Yes, because we are living in this world of attention economy, so that's why every AI model would like to grab all your attention and do not share with any other model. So they want to be as good as possible. So we going back to our prompt here, Claude. We are asking Claude the same question. Yes, I didn't pay attention just to read you the prompt. So what I'm asking from every system, so we are asking to provide count the following parameters. First, we counting germinated cells. Second, we are counting non-germinated cells. Third, we are counting germination rate. And the final bit is kind of like nice to have, is to do the per row count of these parameters, as well as provide them in a spreadsheet. And by the way, I didn't check, so we saw that ChatGPT has provided, and here you see in different formats just to look and get it and implement into your further pipeline. Regarding Gemini also, as you see, they provided some chart, some spreadsheet. At the same time, we already discussed this with ChatGPT, that row 1, no, it's not true. The second row not correct. The third as well. What is this? It's kind of like, yeah. So you see that the format of, and we can also export to sheets. So this means that the output is pretty much the same for ChatGPT and for Gemini. And then, yes, we are going back to our Claude. And now we need to attach the imagery, the photo of our tray. It's here. As I mentioned already, we are using the same prompt, the same photo for each model. And also there is opportunity to check the available versions. But yes, since I don't have the paid version for this specific account, we have the basic Sonnet. So let's see. And now, I'm so glad that finally the video is fixed, so I don't need to go back to this admin screens and trying to manipulate and trying to find what I need to do just to make my video moving. And I think, I hope that next time my video will be smoother and our live stream will be, we will just not pay a lot of attention to these technical details. So one more apology if you have been with me for the first 12 minutes of this live stream. We had some issue, but yeah, I am glad that it's not anymore with us. Okay, so let's see what yes, we already have the results. Good. And the result is that, looking at the tray, I can see it's standard propagation tray. Well done, very good recognition. let me count systematically. The tray appears to be 6 columns, 13 rows, 78 cells total, with the bottom row partially visible cut off. Okay, the process is still ongoing. At the same time, I am already okay, at least let's check what was last time, because last time it was also not correct, but at least, oh wow, it's a huge improvement, I must say, because last time it discovered 98 cells and currently we have 78. So it's one of the closest results actually to the truth, because in reality we have 84. And yes, one more thing regarding Claude. Yeah, there are quite a huge media coverage regarding Claude and how it's good in specific tasks. But for our task, let's focus only on our task, not for those which are actively discussed in media. So for our task, as you can see, the Claude is demonstrating not just one screen, but they also visualize. And currently we can see the visualization of how many cells have been germinated per row in this way, which is absolutely different in comparison and more visually appealing in comparison with the what we have is ChatGPT, for example, here, and also with what we have with Gemini. Okay, and let's see. Sorry. So what we have as a result, yes, despite this very good result of 78, which is just how many? 8 cells less, or 6 cells less than reality, because we have 84 and we discovered 78. But the problem is that the germination rate was not, the cells were not correctly classified, because classification is one of the in our stage when we need to have this germination count, there is a task to detect, first to detect these cells and then to classify them. So if detection is pretty okay here, 78 cells, then classification, unfortunately no, because in reality, and even in the previous results which I got here, Claude demonstrated, again, it was not correct, but it demonstrated a different approach. But as you see, this is the already which we experienced by ourselves, that are unpredictable results. So, and that's why fine-tuned models are the only solution which is currently available for continuous use in AI applications for agri-food. And this is not only about germination count, it's actually about different tasks, mini jobs to do. Because, for example, even again, if you have just one photo, you can count and then you will do the human verification by yourself and at least understand how the result must look or should look. But if you need to do this on constant basis, like every day, one photo every day, then you see you cannot rely on the stability of these results, because unfortunately I've done it last week and this was the number, and today we are doing and this is the next number, and even based on these numbers, germination rate is around 60. Yes, I absolutely understand that maybe if we get the paid version, there could be more computational capacity to do the better classification. But again, even the detection, when the cells were segmented and counted, it was also with mistakes. But anyway, the attempt to, as you can see, the delivery of the result is very pleasing and nice, because what we see, we see not only this beautiful spreadsheet, which is on the right hand side of the screen, but also we can see the per row breakdown, which we asked, like, please, if you can do this. Obviously, yes, they can do this, and you see they delivered the result, but the only problem is that numbers are not correct. But the beauty of delivery is very good. And also what is very interesting regarding this, all the models, they are trying to go extra mile and bring some insights based on their work. So for example, here in Claude, we can see that in rows 11 and 13, Claude didn't see any shoots. However, we don't have any rows with 0 germination. So it's just maybe the failure of system, but at least you see the approach that it has been analyzed using various aspects. So yes, and then yes, probably we need, and again, you can just download the spreadsheet and use it for your needs. Good. Then what can we do next? Next we are doing, just give me a second to remind, because I already, Copilot. Okay, Copilot. Yes, we have another reminder, just in case. 15 minutes, we spent with Claude 15 minutes. So now we need to remind you, according to all the advices of very experienced YouTube live streamers, that every 15 minutes we need to remind what we are doing here. So today we are checking how AI systems available, publicly available, multimodal AI assistants, they are working with specific tasks which actually can be done by fine-tuned models, and we demonstrated how PTL Pro is doing the same. And also we are checking how accurate are the results from these publicly available models. So we have already done ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and now it's time for Copilot. Copilot is the AI assistant embedded into Microsoft ecosystem. That's why I already got a few questions from nice people in my network. What do you think about Copilot? And it was a separate story and separate conversation, but sometimes Copilot is not a choice. Sometimes Copilot is the only opportunity existing in the system. So sometimes due to the organizational limits and contracts, you need to use only Copilot. So that's why it's okay and it helps a lot. So let's ask him about the task of germination count. And again, previous time we got these results, good results, which was similar to Claude, because both of them discovered last time 98 cells, which was not correct, because we have just 84. And also, based on this discovery, obviously all others were not perfectly correct, because again, this is like foundational. The total number is foundational for further assessment of germinated and non-germinated cells, as well as germination rate. But let's try maybe today, now, when we will have our prompt and photo, maybe we'll have different results. Okay, so this is our prompt for Copilot. And as I mentioned, we are using the same prompt, okay, here. The same prompt for all the systems, just to make at least some equal circumstances for their work. I hope he will not answer what I got today in the morning, because today in the morning I was doing this I asked AI, and he told me that, sorry, I don't do any computer vision jobs. And I was quite surprised, because as I mentioned, this was done, and it was done previously with success. At least, yes, it was not correct, but at least the job was done. So let's Yes, and again we can choose. Oh yes, maybe I need to think deeper. However, then we can, it will not be relevant to compare, because in previous document which we have, where is it? Just a second. So in previous document we had, here, we have smart. So let's just keep our smart. Maybe next time we will use think deeper feature, but now let's just use smart, because it's already sound like very smart idea, so why not to try. Okay, I can absolutely help you to get those numbers, but before I generate a spreadsheet I need one key classification. Good, let's classify what he wants. Classification needed. Do you want me to estimate germinated versus not germinated? No, we need, okay. Wait for you to upload the high resolution top-down image. Yes, but I already, okay, let's upload one more time. Probably, maybe there are some issues with the image, so the Copilot doesn't understand that we have, please use the image touch and do one. Yes, okay. I can work directly from the image you uploaded. Thanks for confirming. Here's the key part. I can analyze the image, but I cannot count seedlings with perfect precision when the resolution angle hides some cells. What I can do is give you the most accurate, perfect. Yes, the most accurate is very good for us. Yes, okay, at least, but that's very strange, because as I mentioned, sometimes he rejects to do this counting. But okay, thank you. We now have germinated cells. It's 92, non-germinated empty cells 6. That means 89 in total. And let's see what we had in total. 89. It's kind of like a good stable result. At the same time, yes, at least the counting stable. Copilot said that 89 in both cases. So last week and today it's 89. At the same time, the change of understanding of germinated and non-germinated is here, because we have last time we had 86 germinated and 12 non-germinated, and now we have just 92 germinated and 6. Yes, I understand. He mentioned that it's kind of like inaccurate and as accurate as it possible, but still the difference is here. And what about provide per row counts? Okay, let's ask per row counts. Okay, let's see what will be per row. Yes, and here we have the confirmation of 98 cells. But here you see what's the challenge, that according to the calculation we have 14 cells in one row, but it's strange, because in fact we have just, how many we have? 7, as I remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, so it's 7. It's not, even if we will check not rows but columns, it's still 12 but not 14. So that's why unclear why these numbers. Okay, anyway, it was a good attempt, and here we have the explanation, and here again we can even do the downloadable spreadsheet and color coding and per cell coordinates. So you see, the opportunities are huge, and it's basically the tasks which the Claude here, it did it automatically, but with Copilot we have this approach when you are offered and you are choosing what you need actually, because this is one of the things which are currently existing, that there are some models which are bringing this extra information, and then you're just sitting and overloaded with all this stuff, but sometimes limited delivery of information is more practically useful. So yeah, thank you so much, Copilot. Even not correct, but very good value and the delivery of the results. Okay, and the final point for today is Grok. Just to remind, the Grok is the AI assistant developed by X.com, which is formerly Twitter. So it's Twitter's native AI assistant, and it's one of the progressive assistants because the methods, how they work with all the technologies, how they quickly adapt new ideas of specifically image generation. Again, we are trying to avoid any public scandals and all this media coverage which exists. We are just trying to assess the practical use cases. So that's why now we will ask Grok. One more thing which is important. Grok is paid because when you are using unpaid version, as I remember, the functionality is quite limited. So that's why all I will demonstrate now is because of this verified account which you can get in former Twitter and current X, and based on this verification you can get the access to more advanced level of Grok, which can do more than just the basic free version. So regarding Grok, we are doing exactly the same as with other guys. We are asking Grok regarding the germination rate, but before we are asking about total count, and also we are asking about the here. So we are asking using the same photo as before. Our tray, 84 cells, and 22 non-germinated, 64, oh, no, not 64, 62 germinated. I have numbers, I can double check. Okay, so let's ask Grok. Again, I think there are some modes which we are using. Oh yes, we are using expert. Or what we have done in previous, let's see. Oh, expert, yes, good. So let's just ask expert. Expert Grok, give us your opinion about this tray. And while he is counting, you see here every model, they are for example ChatGPT and Grok, they are demonstrating time, how long does it take to work with specific task. With other models it's a little bit hidden, so they Claude also kind of demonstrating the near real-time activities, but with these models which are Grok and ChatGPT, they even demonstrating every step which they are doing, and we already can see that total cells is 72 in 8 rows. So we can quickly go back. 72. Oh, it's wow, it's a huge decrease, because previously it was 96 and now it's 72. So we lost, in 1 week we lost 24 cells just in 1 week. But yes, let's see what will be next, what will be the result, because 72 is closer to reality than, I think, closer to reality than 96. But again, in previous results, as you can see here, the germinated was 95 out of 96, and this means that obviously it's not correct, because you have seen that tray and there are 22 non-germinated cells. So that means that if the model has discovered just one cell, something is failed in this case. But let's check. Oh, I see that we have some problems because now it's 128 cells, not 72 as we have seen it in previous thinking process. So you see, it's very interesting just to see how quickly everything is changing in this AI driven environment. Like 1 minute ago it was different number, but yes, because of this recalculating all the time. And so yeah, let's just leave him. So he will work, and then we will it's already 2 minutes. I remember last time it was around 6 or 7 minutes. And again, when we worked with ChatGPT, maybe it's also because of paid and unpaid models, but because obviously for free accounts they provide less computational power than for paid accounts, and specifically for such in-depth tasks which are conducted using the thinking mode. But I mean that still the ChatGPT spent good few, like 5 minutes for this task. So it was not so quickly as, for example, we have seen in Copilot. At the same time, it was closer to the reality, specifically during the first time when I was doing it initially. Okay, let's go back to our Grok. Yes, I see the process is still ongoing. Oh, and again, our reminder. You see, that's very good to have a reminder that will show that you need to do something. So 15 minutes with our previous systems with Copilot and a bit of Grok. And yes, we are almost finished with our task for today. But I would like to remind you, because if you have just joined us, we are doing here the assessment of accuracy of AI models currently present and available for public use. So we are asking specific tasks from agricultural production cycle. Today we're asking about germination rate assessment, and it's based on cell count, total cell count in the tray, as well as germinated cell count, non-germinated cell count, and then we also ask per row count. So pretty a lot of questions, a lot of numbers, and as of now, interesting discoveries that we have unstable results in comparison with what we get last time, last week, when we had this count for the series which I published in LinkedIn called I Asked AI. Anyway, so let's see. We get the result from Grok. And one more thing. Yes, here we are, 92. Okay, and here we are, 96. So it was not either 70 something or 100 something. It still was some average number between them. And again, regarding the delivery, you see what is nice with Grok, and I discovered I really like this style, that they are delivering the result which I asked, and that's it. So if you need something else, just ask me again, not just more information than expected. Germinated cells, 92. No, it's here not correct, and there is different. Then non-germinated cells, 4. Okay, 1 and 4, it's still, oh, sorry, it's germinated cells, so non-germinated. Oh my god, I already, you see, it's just late evening, I didn't understand. So basically, it demonstrated the stable result in terms of total count, because we have 96 cells here and we had 96 cells here. So wow, at least this is a good stable result, that two times the same number of cells. This is good. But regarding the classification, so again, detection works, but classification, germinated or non-germinated, not so much, because we still have here 95 and there 92 and 1 versus 4. Again, it's not correct in terms of reality, because we have more non-germinated cells than these numbers. But as I mentioned, for this case, the stability of detection is already a good win. And then we can see the per row counts. But the point is that, again, we can't say that's correct, because in one row we have 7 cells, not 8. And this is the main issue. And again, I didn't ask for this specific task. How do the model do this classification or segmentation to show it? Because they just demonstrate the formulas. We can ask this. So how have you got these results? Show. So maybe we will get some visual proof, but in most cases what I see that they are just showing the formulas what have been used to get this result. So it was not about the visualization. Sometimes Gemini is good in terms of visualization, but not in all of the not in all of the cases. So, and let's wait until the Grok is finished. But what I mean, this is the end. This is the final model which we have asked. Yes, there are many other models. Specifically, if you go to more narrow niche, but we can spend one night just analyzing what is working on, what is not. And again, it requires some extra setup on my side. And maybe on one day I will do this, but not today. Definitely, I am already overwhelmed with at least the fact that I am here and demonstrating you all this in many screens. Because if you have been with me for starting from the beginning, we had some fail. I had some fail for 10 minutes when I was not able to launch this multi-screen demonstration, but I hope next time will be better and more smooth experience. Okay, so let's go back quickly to see has the Grok, as I mentioned to you, they are not showing like specifically what has been counted, so it's still a kind of black box. But we can see the logic explained nicely, what has been done for understanding these numbers, why these numbers are here. So this is our spreadsheet based on my previous work, but today I don't have live possibility to generate quickly the results from our today's practical experiments. But what can I say? That at least we have seen that there are stable numbers of detection of cells, for example, from Grok, as I remember, as also it was some improvements for Claude and Copilot, and some not so improvements from Gemini and ChatGPT, because, for example, last week ChatGPT, when I was doing it in private mode and doing this just to make the document and a comparison, the ChatGPT demonstrated actually is a very good result, and it demonstrated the proper number of cells. But today, unfortunately, no, we didn't get that number. And in general, what we have seen that, or maybe I can just switch off this mode, and yes, because it's the last slide. So now we will go back to this. I hope. No, this. Actually, it should be just a second. Again, no, it was a bad idea to switch to the big screen. but now I suggest I can, at least I can fix this one. So what we can do, we can go like that. Oh, yes, at least fixed on that level. So regarding the results, what we have got today, that it's unstable. It's interesting to see the logic of how the AI models are assessing the objects on the photos. But if you are trying to use them on permanent basis for the same tasks, you need to understand that it's not reliable in comparison with if you have the fine-tuned model, and this model specifically have seen your data and your specific tasks. And again, there are different opportunities how these public systems, they all can be deployed for your needs. And but again, it's a separate video, and I will on one day record it, because I already got the questions how to use, for example, ChatGPT for private needs, for data which the organization does not want to share, like with others in very public way, let's say. So yeah, there is an increasing interest of using AI assistants in production cycle on permanent basis. But what we see now, for example, for germination rate count assessment, it's not reliable, because every time we get different results, and again, every time it's not accurate result. So, but I think it's a nice, interesting way how we can continue our discovery, our exploration. And yes, just to finish in positive, nice mode, I do not only the virtual stuff. Today I also planted my seeds here. I have a red bucket of here. So on some stage, and yes, I am doing the time lapse. So on some stage, this strawberry will be a real strawberry, and as I remember, it's alpine strawberry. Just a second, we will see. Yeah, so on one day, I hope to demonstrate you the nice harvest, and maybe on one day we also ask AI about either generating nice imagery of strawberries, or maybe we will count the flowers, because it's one of the tasks which are actually important for understanding the yield, the amount of future yield in the strawberry production. And also there are other interesting tasks regarding strawberry quality control, like when you need to understand the shape, and you need, because the strawberries of different shapes, specifically, they cannot be assessed as premium class. And yeah, so plenty of opportunities with strawberries. And this red bucket will be my inspiration to continue. Yes, I need to stand here with this red bucket. So thank you so much for our nice more than 1 hour, 1 hour and 11 minutes. And we will continue. Thank you so much. See you.